Friends, welcome to the subject database management system. Today's session is session number 24 and topic is constraints on relationship types. So students, here in relationship type, that is there is relation between two entities. For example, employee and department. So there is relationship, that is employee works for department. In such a relationship, what are the constraints? Okay, that is how many entities of one type will participate and how many entities of second type will participate. That is what we are going to study today. That is constraints on relationship types. Point number one, relationship types usually have certain constraints that limit the possible combination of entities that may participate in the corresponding relationship set. And number two, these constraints are determined from the mini world situation that the relationship represents. Students, the constraints on the relationship type depends upon what is the situation in the real world. Okay, what is the existing situation? For example, in a company, there are two entities, one department and one employee. Okay, so you can find that in a department, number of employees can participate. Okay, so the ratio here are the will be 1 is to 1 department and number of employees, that is 1 is to n, like this. For example, in figure 3.9 that we'll see next slide, if the company has a rule that each employee must work for exactly one department, then we would like to describe these constraints in the schema. We can distinguish two main types of binary relationship constraints, one cardinality ratio, another participation. Okay, so there are two types of binary relationship constraints. One is cardinality ratio, another is participation. This we shall study in the next slides. First, cardinality ratio for a binary relationship specifies the maximum number of relationship instances that an entity can participate in. Okay, point number two. For example, in the works for binary relationship type, department versus employee is of cardinality ratio 1 is to n, meaning that each department can be related to any number of employees, say n. Okay, but an employee can be related to or work for at most one department. Point number three, the possible cardinality ratios for binary relationship types are 1 is to 1, that is manager and department, 1 is to n, that is department and employees, n is to 1, that is employees and department, and m is to n, that is many is to many, that is employees and project relationship. So cardinality ratio, where you have got one relationship type, that is manages. Left side you got employee entity, right side extreme right you got department, and relation is manages. So you can find your students from the employee entity set, one employee will manage one department. That means there will be 1 is to 1. Okay, 1 is to 1. So here left side set is employee entity, right side set is department entity, and in between is relationship manages. So that is employee manages department, and such a employee is called as manager. So for every department there will be one manager. And that is what is the real life situation. In real life also for every department there will be only single manager, and one manager will mostly control one department. Continuing further, an example of 1 is to 1 binary relationship is manages that was studied in the previous figure, which relates a department entity to the employee who manages that department. Second, this represents the mini world constraints that at any point in a time an employee can manage at most one department, and a department can have at most one manager. That is the relationship manages. Works on relationship. The relationship type works on figure 3.13 that we will see in the next slide is of cardinality ratio m is to n, that is many is to many, because the mini world rule is that an employee can work on several projects and projects can have several employees. Student, this is possible because employee works on a project as long as his skill is required, and project, so therefore employee can work on number of projects. Similarly, for a project, number of different skilled employees are there, so project can have number of employees. So that is many is to many. We'll see the figure in the next slide. In this slide, you can find there left side entity is employee, right side extreme right is project, and the relation between them is works on. That is employee works on project. Okay, here one employee will work on number of projects. For example, employee E2 will work on project P1 and P4. Similarly, employee E3 can work on project P2, P3 and P4. So here m and n can take any number bit, okay, from 1 to n, whatever is the case. Participation constraints and existence dependency. First, we'll consider participation constraints. The participation constraint specifies whether the existence of an entity depends on its being related to another entity via the relationship type. Point number 2. Participation constraints specifies the minimum number of relationship instances that each entity can participate in and is sometimes called minimum cardinality constraints. Point number 3. The two types of participation constraints are total and second is partial participation. Total participation, here it means existence dependency, the other name or for total participation. For example, we'll take one example and understand this. For example, if a company policy states that every employee must work for a department, then an employee entity can exist only if it participates in at least one works for relationship instance in figure 3.9. Okay, thus the participation of employee in the works for is called total participation, meaning that every entity in the total set of employees entities must be related to department entity via works for. Students, in any company, a employee is employed or any worker is employed and he is assigned to a department. So that is, a employee works for one department. So as long as that department is working, he will be there. So that is what is total participation or existence dependency. Total participation is also called existence dependency. That means as long as that department is there, as long as electrical department is there, electrician would be working like that. As long as accounting department is there, accountant would be there. If accounting department is closed, accountant will not be there. Partial participation, figure 3.12, manages relationship that was seen in the previous slide. We do not expect every employee to manage a department because A department will have number of employees, and amongst them one will be manager. Point number 2. Therefore, the participation of employee in the manager's relationship type is partial, meaning that some or part of the set of the employee entities are related to some department entity via manages, but not necessarily all. Structural constraints. Point number 1. Structural constraints. The cardinality ratio and participation constraints taken together are referred to as structural constraints of a relationship type. Point number 2. So that means cardinality ratio and participation constraints together is called as structural constraints. So because these are two structural constraints. Point number 2. In ER diagram, total participation or existency dependency. What is ER diagram? In the ER diagram that you have studied in figure 3.2, that is schema diagram of a company database, total participation or existent dependency is displayed as a double line connecting the participating entity type to the relationship, whereas partial participation is represented by a single line. This you can see in the figure 3.2, which I have sent in the beginning of this chapter number 3. So students, today we'll stop here. Please go through the today's topic. If you read, you will find it very easy. I'll be sending PDF and some questions after that. Please note them. Thank you.